Eu cred că sumele investite în online în România sunt exact cât trebuie să fie. Dacă am cheltuit aceste sume, înseamnă că atât a putut piața să ducă. Și unul dintre...
Că începe să curgă sânge.
Nu.
Pe final, întotdeauna pe final, știi?
Nu mai avem?
Ba,
Unul dintre lucrurile care lipsesc în România, sau care nu neapărat lipsesc, dar suntem destul de la început, este contentul. Eu sufer de content. Dacă întreba Ștefan mai devreme câți avem softul în română, eu aș întreba câți ne petrecem foarte multă vreme pe site-uri românești. Este foarte greu dacă nu ai content și dacă nu ai, nu ne putem compara cu Google, adică n-am întrebat încă câte motoare de căutare românești avem, deci n-am ajuns până acolo. Atunci este foarte greu să avansezi. Eu cred că ne autolimităm. Eu aici nu sunt de acord cu Ștefan. Eu cred că oamenii pe care îi avem și care sunt foarte tineri și foarte ok, își fac foarte bine treaba. Și cred că fac minuni. Dar probabil că mai mult de atât nu se poate.
Trebuie să facem mai mult.
Ok.
Nu face bine, trebuie să facem mai mult. Punct.
Da. Nimeni n-a vorbit despre gunoiul de sub preș până acum.
Te rog.
Da? Pot?
Please, you're my guest.
Ok, internetul e măsurabil. Ceea ce ne sperie pe foarte mulți. Fiindcă foarte mulți gândim, ok, e foarte bine cum e acum. Niciun marketing manager n-a fost dat afară, fiindcă a cheltuit 70% din buget pe TV. De ce ar face? Ce înseamnă măsurabilitatea asta online-ului? Înseamnă că de când, acum 50 de ani, un celebru client al unei agenții de publicitate spunea că aruncă pe geam 50% din buget, dar nu știe care jumătate, s-a tot adunat acest gunoi sub preș. Ori părerea mea că noi mental nu suntem pregătiți să ridicăm acel preș și să spunem, ok, hai să vedem cât gunoi e, hai să-l împărțim, nu e atât de mult cum credeam noi, dar suntem încă prinși în modelele de gândire și modelele comportamentale.
Okay, please.
So what I want to add here is, you have to take risks if you want to be successful. It's easy to just do something that already other players did, but if you want to be really successful, you have to take a risk, at least a small risk. And online actually is pretty easy.
You are talking about marketing managers?
Seriously, if you want to have a career in your life, you also have to take a bit of risk from time to time if you want to move on. And I saw it happening in so many markets. And online actually is really helpful because you can really confirm that, let's say, your work had an impact because you can really measure everything. And we're still at the beginning here. Even in small markets, I hear today conversations like, I would like to buy a campaign and want to have 100,000 clicks. And our first question is, why? Why do you want to have 100,000 clicks? I hear the same from Facebook, for example, where people, big brands say, I want to have 100,000 fans. And the first question is, what do you want to do with them? We are still at the beginning here. We need to have an overall strategy and measure everything and make sure that we really know what we want to achieve.
Coming from Google, it's very interesting that you say that we are at the beginning, so we are more relaxed now.
No, I'm totally convinced. I'm not saying that we are the only player and that we are necessarily with Google at the beginning, but in the overall online world, there are still so many opportunities, and I'm so convinced that you have to take risks to be successful. You see it in a lot of successful marketing campaigns. They're really, really creative, and it's not necessarily about budget. It's about being creative, trying new things, trying new ways, and then you can achieve a lot, and it's not necessarily about big budget. That's what I want to really highlight.
If I may?
Yes, please.
In terms of timing is always key, and if you can think of who were these companies 10 years ago, you can understand what that means.
Some of them are not existing, so...
yeah, some of them. Google was, Yahoo was. Google was a small company, Yahoo was already a little bit bigger. Facebook,
it just launched now, so come on.
I just feel myself being just with my kid. I have a 9-year-old kid at home, and it's just like my son. Strong son, but don't do that. What I wanted to say is that for the next 10 years, there are good chances that you see an evolution in the way all the things are targeted, personalized, customized, And digital will be, for sure, online will be the first one to do some targeted ads as it is already existing. And more you will see all the offline papers, TVs, etc. This is our bet that are becoming, that are trying to do this kind of thing. So the good opportunity for advertiser now is to start learning from the beginning and not start to learn when they're just like dinosaurs which cannot adapt themselves to the evolution.
Mark, please.
Yeah, just to follow up from the point of taking risk. I agree with the fact that we are just at the beginning in Romania. I've been at Facebook now for 3 years, and I can tell you Facebook is not an easy sell. Okay, when we started in the UK 3 years ago, we had a minimum spend of £5,000, which in the UK isn't a lot. But agencies would not touch us. Okay, and one of the factors, once we got them thinking, it is because when you compare things with such as TV, the mindset was, as a marketing manager who wasn't even on Facebook, I can go home at the weekend and sit down on the sofa with my nephew or my niece or my son and watch my television advert. And Facebook and online doesn't provide the ability to do that in a lot of instances. But over time, people have seen the risk, and it has also come to the point where more marketing managers have actually gone onto Facebook. And again, you local guys can tell me how many marketing managers you speak to are or aren't on Facebook. You know, and I would say to increase digital spend probably across the region.
Let's make a test. How many of you have a Facebook account, active Facebook account? Let's see. Be honest, come on. So, yeah, we have a lot of marketeers.
My work here is done. But yeah,
congratulations.
It will take time. I do think, you know, what I've seen in my experience, the people that do go first, you know, are the ones that see the most success. And you often find it's a lot of the smaller companies in a country which can be more flexible, more dynamic, more willing to take the risks, that actually end up the bigger victors. You know, and we're talking about creative agencies in the UK, such as AKQ&A, who started off doing the creative. Then they were doing a Facebook page. Then they were moderating the page. And then they realized the only thing we're not doing is actually planning and buying the media. We've already got the ear of the marketing manager. Could we do the creative? We have all the ideas. And all of a sudden, a very small agency was actually stealing clients from Group M, you know, from the Mindshare, from the Mediacoms, because they were flexible and they'd shown how they took a risk and it worked. And over time, every single company, big and small in the UK, has followed suit. I have no doubt that the same will happen here as well.
Ok, vă reamintesc că avem pe scenă cele mai mari agenții de media, mari playeri internaționali, deci take the chance, puneți întrebări. Am primit și pe SMS câteva întrebări, avem câteva întrebări în sală, îi rog pe colegii mei să se organizeze puțin cu microfonul și să mai luăm un răspuns. Până atunci, îi rog pe colegi să avem microfoane în sală. Yeah, well done, man. Okay.
Hello, welcome. Bună ziua. Daniela Fugaru Camrat, mă numesc de la 121.ro. Am o întrebare la care aș dori să răspundă, dacă se poate, și deci ambele părți, și firmele din România și cele din străinătate. Cât la sută din bugetele de online se cheltuie în acest moment pe display advertising și câți clienți vin la dumneavoastră să vă ceră proiecte de content marketing și de pull marketing? S-a vorbit aici de faptul că nu există content în România. Cred că în acest moment clienții nu plătesc pentru content. Deci, întrebarea, cât la sută vor display marketing și câți cer content marketing sau pull marketing? Mersi.
Mulțumesc, Daniela.
I wouldn't be able to tell you the percentage of display or content. The one thing I will say is that from Facebook's point of view, you know, we are finding if you're looking to build a community, content is king. You know, you can use advertising to drive people to your page, but once you're there, what are they going to do? How are they going to connect with your brand on a long-term basis? And ultimately, you know, when you make these connections and your friends virally see how you're connecting with a Pepsi or a Coke, that will be based on the strength of the content. So as much as I can't give you a percentage, from my point of view, I would say that the two come hand in hand on Facebook.
And I don't know what the percentage might be either, but it is very clear that where we're going is much more about content. And every media buy that we do from a online media advertising, a banner perspective, every buy we do now has a content play in it. So we are producing content on the side to go much deeper with the messaging and the connections with those consumers. Those dollars that the agency is now generating off that content exceeds the commissions that we are making off of the media. So the media dollars are still greater, but the amount of labor and creativity that we are putting into the projects is actually greater in terms of fees.
Mai avem întrebări din sală, până atunci mai sunt și pe SMS. Which is the click rate on Facebook ad in Romania market? Somebody. What's the click rate on the Facebook ad? Somebody. Click rate. Yeah, let's see.
I'll be honest, it completely varies. You know, we're still at a time where advertisers are only just understanding how to advertise on Facebook. If I was to ask anybody in here if they've advertised on Facebook, and then ask you what your best practices would be to anybody else in the room, I very much doubt you'd be able to give a huge list. You know, we see homepage ads varying from 0.1% to an engagement rate of up to 7% on things like Facebook polls. But again, this will vary on the quality of the creative, how emotive the message is, what the call to action is. You know, we find that logos don't work very well on Facebook, whereas people in the pictures do. So a lot of it will depend on how much trial and error you've done over time. But you know, to even get up to 7% as an engagement rate on Facebook ads, you know, I think speaks for itself.
Okay, another SMS question for Google and Yahoo. Why it's so a big secret about the revenues that you're making in Romania? What's the explanation for this policy? It's the audience that is asking, not me.
No, it's a good question. Seriously, I don't know the exact details. There are a lot of reasons for it. We're a public company, and we have a lot of reasons for that. I work on the product side only. Like we said already, the trend is important. And I mean, the number is a first indicator, and it will be more clear over time. And it's just a question of time that
it's just make like this if it's over 20 million, the total advertising market. Okay. So Marvin, what's in Yahoo? It's a secret thing.
It's not a secret. I just it's not something we want to sort of pass out there, to be honest. But we work very directly with Media Cafe. You have the numbers from Media Cafe,
okay,
so it's very clear.
Mihai, just tell us, and we'll.
Yeah, all the numbers are public, so I don't think they're significant. It's a significant amount for the company, so it's probably 0.0001% out of the total revenue of the company, which is not important at this time. Development of the region is probably more important for Marvin than the exact numbers of that we're doing.
Okay. I mean, the reality is that we're a $7 billion company, so it's a small piece right now, but it's growing very quickly. I think that's the most important part.
Okay, for the Romanian agencies, an interesting question. What do you do in order to educate your staff to understand better the internet? There are, I don't know, you send them to events, to trainings. What you do?
Test and learn.
Oh?
Test and learn. Yeah. Do project, learn on the projects.